أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا بالقاسم محمد وعلى إثرة الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is the last of our talks on Back to Basics, and we are looking at Shakiyate Salah today, which is doubts in Salah, and if we can rectify them, how do we rectify them? Before I start, I would like to give my condolences to the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib Zaman, and to all of you on the Shahadat of Imam Jaffer Sadiq alayhi salam, who we are commemorating tonight, whose Shahadat we are commemorating tonight. So looking at Shakiyate Salah, there are 23 cases of doubts that may arise in Salah, 6 of which can be ignored, 8 which actually make the Salah batil, which means that it's invalidated and I have to repray that Salah, and 9 of which I can correct. So let's look at the 6 that I can actually ignore. So after my Salah is finished, if I have a doubt of any kind, I can ignore that doubt. So for example, did I do my tashahud in that Salah? Because the Salah is already finished, I can ignore that doubt. If I have a doubt on a particular act which has been completed and the next one has already started. So for example, while I'm in sajda, I doubt whether I did ruku. Because I've already gone into my sajda, and I've done my second, I'm in my second sajda, then I would ignore that doubt. After the time has passed, so at the time of Maghrib, I doubt whether I've prayed or Asr or not, then I would ignore that doubt. If I'm someone who has constant doubts, so if I'm continuously doubting myself about everything, then I would ignore those doubts. If I am doing Jamaat, then if I have a doubt, then I can follow the Imam, and if the Imam has a doubt, he can follow the followers. If I have a doubt during a Mustahab Salah, then I can ignore that doubt and just continue my Salah. The doubts that will actually invalidate the Salah. Now, there are 2 things to remember here, 2 major groups to put them into. One is that the first 2 rakat are the foundation of our Salah, and they have to be totally correct. So if I have a doubt which sort of affects the first 2 rakats of my Salah, then that would invalidate my Salah. So this could be in any 2 rakat or 3 rakat Salah. So Fajr, Salatul Zuhr Qasr, Salatul Asr Qasr, or Salatul Maghrib. If I have any doubts on the number of rakat I'm in, then I would have to repray that Salah. If I'm praying a 4 rakat salah and I doubt before the second sajda whether it's my second or third rakat, now because it's before the second sajda, my second rakat is not correct completely. So therefore I'm doubting in my second rakat, so therefore that doubt invalidates my salah. If in my 4 rakat salah I'm doubting whether I'm on my first, second or third rakat, again the 2 rakats are not correct completely, so therefore it invalidates my salah. And the second group which invalidates my salah is when there's too much confusion in a 4 rakat salah. So I really have no idea which rakat I'm in. Or is it my second, fifth, or even higher rakat? Or is it my second, sixth or higher, or third, sixth or higher? Because the confusion is so great, it actually invalidates my salah. Now, this is the one where we can actually correct it. And it's important for us to know this. A lot of people don't bother with this because they find it really confusing. And it's not. It's really, really simple. And secondly, they think, oh, it's okay, I'll just repray my salah. But this is what we're meant to do when we have these doubts, okay? So they're placed into 2 groups. If the doubt occurs after the second sajda of the second rakat, remember, if it's after the second sajda of the second rakat, then the first 2 rakat are completely correct and I'm okay. So now if I have the doubts, as long as the doubts are not too great, then I can correct them, okay? And the second group is in the qiyam, before the ruku, after my second sajda, after my second rak'ah, okay? So let's look at the ones after the second sajda of the second rak'ah, okay? Now I'm just getting up from my sajda. I know I've prayed 2 rakats, but I'm not sure whether I'm on my second or my third. Now the rule is that I cannot pray more than 4 rakats. So let's look at it as a 4 rakat salah. I can't in any way pray more than 4 rakats, otherwise that salah is batil. Okay, so if I'm getting up now and I'm thinking, okay, is this my second rakat that I've just finished or my third rakat? If I take it as my second rak'ah and it was my third rak'ah, then I would have prayed one extra rak'ah. So therefore, I can't do that. So I have to take it as my third rak'ah. So I always take the higher one. Okay, so I take it as my third rak'ah, and I will pray that third rak'ah. I'll pray my fourth rak'ah, and I'll complete my salah. Now, if it was my second rak'ah and I took it as my third rak'ah, then I've prayed one rak'ah less. So therefore, I have to immediately get up and recite one rak'ah of salatul ihtiyat to make up that one rak'ah that I could have missed. Okay, simple enough. Now imagine if it was my second, or if I got up after my second sajda of the second rak'ah, and I'm thinking, am I getting up and is this my second rak'ah or is it my fourth rak'ah? So should I do just tashahhud or should I do tashahhud and salam? Again, I can't pray more. So I would assume that it's my fourth rak'ah. I would do tashahhud and salam, finish my salah, and now it could have been my second rak'ah. So therefore I have two rak'ahs which are pending. So I would do two rak'ahs of salatul ihtiyat. Now this time I'm thinking, is it my second rakat or is it my third rakat or my fourth rakat? I would have to take it as my fourth rakat because I can't do any more. I need to make sure I don't do any more. So I take it as my fourth, finish my salah. Now I think, okay, what if it was my second rakat? I'm missing two rakats. So I do two rakats of salatul ihtiyat. What if it was my third rakat? Now I'm missing one rakat. So in order to break it up, I'm told to do two rakat of salatul ihtiyat sitting, which is equivalent to one rakat standing. Okay. What if I'm confused of whether it's my third or fourth rakat? Again, I would take it as my fourth rakat, complete my salah, and do two rakat sitting, which would be equivalent to one rakat standing, or I can do one rakat standing. My choice. What if I think, is it my fourth or fifth? Obviously, I have to take it as my fourth. I can't take it as my fifth, otherwise my salah is batil. Now, this time, if it was my fifth, I've actually done an extra rakah. So this time I will do sajda saw, two sajda saw, to pay in order to compensate the extra that I may have done. Now let's look at it in the group where I've now actually stood up after my two rakats, and I'm just about to start my rakat, and I'm thinking, is this my fourth or fifth? Now, if I think of it as my fifth, then if I think of it as my fifth and I actually prayed that rakah, then I will have done one extra rakat. So I need to sit down immediately and finish my salah, just in case it was my fifth, and I would do two rakat. First of all, it may have been my fourth, and I didn't complete that rakat, so I have to do one rakat of salatul ihtiyat to compensate for the one that I may not have done. And if it was my fifth, then I've done an extra standing, so I need to do two sajda saw. If I doubt whether it's my third or my fifth, again, I have to take it as my fifth and quickly sit down, not pray that rakah, finish my salah. Now, if it was my third, I've actually missed two rakat. So I didn't do my third and I didn't do my fourth. So I do two rakat of salat ihtiyat, and then I do two sajda saw because of the extra standing, just in case it was my fifth. If it was my third, fourth, or fifth, now think about it. Let's go in order. Okay, so first of all, I have to sit down immediately, just in case it is my fifth and I don't want to do an extra rakat. Okay, now if it was my third, how many am I missing? Two rakat, exactly, excellent. So then I would do two rakat of salatul ihtiyat. If it was my fourth, how many am I missing? One rakat, exactly. Now to break it up, I would then do two rakat sitting, which is equivalent to one rakat standing. And if it was my fifth, I did an extra standing, so therefore I need to do exactly two sajda saw. Brilliant. Now, I doubt whether it's my fifth or sixth. Immediately I sit down and I finish my salah, and this time I would do four sajda saw because it may have been my fifth or it may have been my sixth. I may have done two extra things, so I do four rakat of four sajda saw. I hope this has made it a little bit more clearer. And again, look at it and try to figure it out. It really isn't that difficult. What you need to remember is I mustn't do anything extra, and I need to make up the deficiency if there was a deficiency. So very quickly, just to finish off with, how do I recite a salat ihtiyat? I need to, after I finish my salah without looking away from Qibla, I'm still in the state of salah. I need to get up. I need to do my niyyah in my mind. I mustn't actually say it, because again, I can't say something in salah which is not part of the salah. So in my mind, I need to know whether I'm doing 1 rakat or 2 rakat of salatul ihtiyat, and that this is wajib on me. Then I do the takbiratul ihram. I recite Surah Fatiha quietly, and the rest of the salah I would do as normal. If it's a 1 rakat salah, I would just finish it at the end after the 2 sajdas. If it is a 2 rakat salah, then I would get up again, recite Surah Fatiha, and finish that salah as normal. So let's look at how to perform Sajda Saw. But before we do that, as I mentioned before, Sajda Saw is performed because we have added something extra or taken something away from the salah, which is part of the Ghair Rukn. So here it could be that we've added an extra standing by when we're confused between the 4th and 5th rakat, between the 3rd and 5th rakat, between the 3rd, 4th or 5th, 5th or 6th rakat. So we would do Sajda Saw for that. We would do Sajda Saw if we ever talked in the salah. And we would do Sajda Saw, for example, if we recited the salam when there was no salam to be recited there, or if we maybe left out of the tashahhud and then had to recite a Sajda Saw for that. So how do we perform Sajda Saw? Once we've finished our salah, we need to make sure that we are still in the state of salah. We do not move away from Qibla or anything like that. If we have forgotten something, like a tashahhud or a sajda, then we need to give its qaza before we recite the Sajda Saw. Once we've done that, then we do the niyyah of Sajda Saw, and we go straight into sajda. And we recite, the recommendation to recite is Bismillahi wa billahi, Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And then we come out of sajda, sit, and then don't say anything, but go straight back into sajda and recite the same thing again is recommended. Then come out of sajda, recite the tashahhud as normal, and the salam would be Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And that is sajda saw. If for the 2 sajda saw, that is required. If after the prayer, but before the qaza of the sajda or tashahhud that I needed to give, my salah was invalidated, maybe I turned away from Qibla or something like that, then I still need to give the qaza of the sajda or tashahhud that's on me. I need to do the sajda saw, and I need to also repeat the prayer again as well, because I broke the prayer by turning away from the Qibla. I hope this has been of benefit. Please give me feedback on how you found it, how I could better it. And inshallah, we will continue with these going back to basics as much as is possible on different aspects of fiqh within our lives, inshallah. Thank you for listening. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.